Famous for Skyrim, Fallout, some of the most famous franchises in gaming have obviously created quite literally a vast universe of exploring for anyone willing to devote the necessary time to appreciate it. And that's the initial takeaway from my time in Starfield. It's a great game that's worthy of experiencing, but it's far from revolutionary, and I've got to say that the almost constant loading screens is surprising. On the plus side, the character creation options are vast. You can make whatever kind of personality you want and develop it over the nearly infinite amount of hours that many will pour into Starfield. Conversation trees are also interesting, with different repercussions depending on decisions the player makes. You do feel like the universe is reacting to what you do. It's hard to explain, but there are just certain things about Starfield that make me feel like I entered a time machine. I went back to 2011 when non-player characters didn't act normally. Without giving away any spoilers, there's one main person you'll spend a lot of the early game with, and she starts and stops so abruptly you won't have any illusion that you're hanging out with a real human or personality. It's an NPC on a leash. There's no way to talk about Starfield without referencing No Man's Sky. While I almost felt lost in that game, wanting more direction on what to do next, the fluid process of jumping in your ship and zooming out of the atmosphere into star systems, so seamless, makes the almost constant loading screens in Starfield just very 2011. Now, don't get me wrong, it's worth getting adjusted to an old-school approach, and there's a lot of Starfield to love. The expansive cities and the city centers you quest in are impressive, and the possibilities for your character are almost without limit. While I think it's a bit unfair to call Starfield Fallout in space, it's really not that far from the truth. If you don't mind loading screens in between of your fun, you'll love what Starfield has to offer. Just don't expect the typical revolutionary effort that Bethesda is known for that will move the genre into a brand new space.